Master of Ceremonies for today. And for those who can't, we'd like to start with the national anthem, this beautiful island, Trinidad and Tobago. We have a lot of school kids here, so who would like to kick off by singing the national anthem for us? But somebody had a volunteer, don't make no point out anybody here. So you want to sit down already. You could sir. You, yes sir, come. You want to come to you? I come into you, Lord.
Of the blue Caribbean Sea, 'tis our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. There every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. There every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Very well, my only regret is that the camera wasn't on the youngster who started off. And now I would ask someone who's willing, Mr. Michael, would you please contribute to opening prayer? Come on.
Absolutely. In all hands, and thank God for bringing us together here. And hope the meeting was successful and everything was well. May God bless us. Amen.
All right, you all may be seated. Yes, once again we are here for the launch of Flair Elite Sports Under 19 T20 Cup in collaboration with the Endeavour Sports Club. This event is being brought to you by the wonderful people at Flair Elite Sports, budding sporting academy in Trinidad and Tobago. At this time, I would like to ask and introduce Mr. Anil Lakan, the tournament manager, to bring opening remarks.
Pleasant good night. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, members of the cricketing fraternity. It gives me great pleasure tonight to be part and parcel of this wonderful adventure that Flair Sports is about to embark on. And it has all become possible through the vision of one gentleman. And let's give it up to Mr. Shabir Ali. So on behalf of Flair Sports, I would just like to say a warm welcome. We hope that the evening is going to be one that we all look forward to in terms of information, what this Flair Elite Under 19 Cup is all about. And I would just like to touch on it just briefly to tell you all that Flair Elite Sports is about not just about the cricketing aspect of the development of young men at this stage, but it's all about their holistic development. Okay, becoming socially adaptable, being able to work in a team environment, and more so when they graduate into different teams, they'll be able to have that adaptation that is a seamless one and one that they can carry on throughout the rest of their career. So, good night again, and we will proceed. Mr. Chair?
Thank you very much, Mr. Naka, our tournament manager. At this time, I would like to just give a brief story. I've been a part of Flair's promotion for the past couple of weeks, and we were in Port of Spain not too long ago. And the exuberance that the youngsters displayed in participating in simple little activities, holding a wicket, hitting the ball, catching it, it showed me that what Flair Elite is about to embark upon is something that is needed and something that will do very well for the benefit of not only the youth of specific areas and a specific discipline as cricket, but Trinidad and Tobago. So that is excellent by speaking of Flair Elite around the world. I would like to call on the third Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board and the Interzone Committee Chairman to bring greetings from the board, Mr. Avinash Sturridge.
Good evening, everyone. Members of the head table, distinguished guests, teams, youngsters. First of all, I was not aware I had to make a contribution this evening, but because my good friend Marvin knew I would be able to, I'm sure he was more than happy enough to mention I could be able to deliver this. What can I say about in terms of any form of cricket and cricket promotion? The Trinidad Cricket Board cannot do it alone. And we've always said this from the onset, we need the support of the private organizations and the support of the grassroots organizations to really fuel what we need at the top. You would have seen yesterday the Trinidad and Tobago Under-19 girls would have won the regional championship. That in its own stems from the support of zonal organizations, young academies from all different parts of the country. These are things that are important in terms of getting the right talent in front. So I'm very happy when I was told that this is a new academy, there's going to be an under-19 tournament that's going to happen, in terms of getting a look, in terms of what are some of the talent that may not have gotten on it before. The zonal competitions, as you know, sometimes it's very difficult for some players to make those zonal teams for whatever reason. So the reality is a lot of players go untapped and unlooked from a selection standpoint, from a scouting standpoint. So it's tournaments like these that will allow the cricket board, it will also allow members of the national fraternity to look at some of the players or some new players that may not have gotten that chance in before. So again, from our standpoint, we are always advocates of any form of cricket, any form of tournament cricket, any form of organized tournament cricket. And from the looks of the media launch already, it's an indication of where the organization plans to go. So again, I would have spoken to Shabir about it earlier today. Obviously, any sort of support that the Trinidad Cricket Board is looking, but they need assistance from, we'd be more than happy to assist. I can also publicly say here that obviously we have the National Cricket Center right now. That is one of the better facilities in terms of an outfield and playing condition. So again, Shabir, in terms of if you're finals, if you're looking for a venue to host, we'll be more than happy to look at that. I will also announce that we are doing some refurbishments at the National Cricket Center in terms of the indoor facility. Within the next couple of months, you will not be able to recognize what that indoor facility is like. Some of you who have been would know that there are some upstairs dormitory rooms that were there, not in the very best of condition, but we have gone to a project where we're going to be completely, and we have started refurbishing all of those facilities. And I can assure you that those rooms will be world class in terms of the aesthetics, in terms of the functionality. These are the kind of things that the board is now embarking on. We would have our executive would have gotten into power about 8 months ago. So we've now started on the journey of what we really want to accomplish. And again, partnering with organizations like Flair is going to be integral if we are to really get back to where we need to be, both on the international level but also at our West Indies level. So again, I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to lend my personal but also my support by the Triangle Board. And again, I'm looking forward to the tournament, looking forward to seeing what the young talents we may be able to unearth. And I saw at 25, you have some very good men like Nation and you have so much part of the organization that is excellent. These are so many mentors that I would have played with when I was young, and I can tell you they have a lot of knowledge to impart. They just probably look in the right structured environment. So again, kudos to Flair and kudos to the head people in terms of the organization, and I'm looking forward to see what the tournament brings. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Almost ready. At this time, after the Vice President, I would like to call on the President of the Endeavour Sports Club, who is the Tournament Committee Collaboration Member, as the competition is in collaboration with Flair and Endeavour Sports Club. I'd like to welcome Mr. Narayan Kasi.
Thank you, Marvin. Distinguished guests, sponsors, officials, members of the head table, cricket enthusiasts, good evening. It is my pleasure and privilege as the President of Endeavour Sports Club to welcome you all to the Flair Elite Under 19 T20. Today marks more than a beginning of the cricket tournament. It is a celebration of youth, talent, discipline, teamwork, and enduring spirit of the game. We are proud to collaborate with Flair Elite Sports in creating a platform that gives young cricketers the opportunity to showcase their skills, compete at a high level, and take meaningful steps toward achieving their sporting dreams. This tournament is not just about cricket, it's about opportunity, it is about development. It is about giving our young people a platform to compete, develop, and excel. To all participating teams, I congratulate you on your interest and choosing to take part in the competition. To the 15 players on each team, you are the future of Triangle cricket. Over the next 2 weeks, you will play on the lights on TV in front of mentors who have worn the red, white, and black, and even maroon. As you compete over the coming days, I encourage you to play with passion, compete with integrity, and respect your opponents, officials, and the spirit of cricket. My appreciation goes also to the sponsors, organizing committee, match officials. Your support, hard work, and belief in the young players are pillars upon which events like this are built. On behalf of the Endeavour Sports Club, we are honored to be the host venue of the tournament. I wish all teams the very best. May this tournament be filled with exciting cricket, fair play, outstanding performances, and unforgettable moments. I challenge each player to play hard, play fair, respect the game, respect your opponent, and leave this tournament a better cricketer and a better person than when you arrived. Thank you for being part of this wonderful occasion. Enjoy the tournament and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Kasi. Moving along, we're at T20, moving at one pace here. All right? The Vice President would have mentioned that the under 19 Trinidad and Tobago girls team would have won the Rising Stars competition of the West Indies. So let's give them a round of applause. This makes it a perfect segue into the esteemed lady of the bunch. We have the general manager of Elite Sports, Mrs. Risa Ali.
Good afternoon, everyone. Members of the media, invited guests, sponsors, cricket officials, coaches, parents, supporters, and most importantly, our young cricketers. Welcome to the official launch of the Flair Elite Sports Under-19 T20 cricket tournament. My job here is simple today. Today represents far more than the launch of another cricket competition. What does it represent? It represents opportunity. It represents youth development and our continued commitment to creating meaningful pathways for our young cricketers. At Flair Elite Sports, we believe that talent must be nurtured, it must be supported, and given a platform to shine, not just to shine, for our youth to shine. Across our communities, there are many gifted young players, some of which I know, who simply need the right opportunity to showcase their abilities. The tournament is designed to provide that opportunity in a competitive, professional, and encouraging environment. Through this under-19 tournament, players will have the chance to test their skills, develop their confidence, demonstrate good sportsmanship, and gain valuable match experience when needed. We also hope it will provide coaches, selectors, clubs, and the wider public with an opportunity to witness this tremendous cricketing talent that exists among our youth. Our vision at Flair Elite Sports extends beyond organizing tournaments. We are committed to contributing continuously to youth development and through development programs, competitive communities, competitive opportunities, mentorship, exposure, and partnership that can help young players reach their full potential both on and off the field. We understand that sport plays an important role in building discipline, leadership, teamwork, resilience, and most importantly, a strong character. By investing in youth cricket, we are investing in the future of our communities and the future of West Indies cricket. I sincerely thank our sponsors, partners, officials, coaches, parents, members of the media, and everyone who has assisted in making this tournament possible. And to every participating player, our advice is to compete with passion, respect the game, support your teammates, and make this an opportunity of a lifetime. On behalf of the Flair Elite Sports, it's my pleasure to officially welcome you to our Under-19 T20 cricket tournament. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Ali. A little bit of, we were in San Juan very recently, another event, another promotional event, and one of the activities to help persons win a prize and be a part of the festivities is to try and hit the wicket a mere 8 feet away. And many adults came, try and miss it, bounce to the way. And this is one youngster, very young fellow, came. And I've been telling everyone, I said, listen, I need to aim. I just come in and throw the ball and miss it. The youngster came, he put out one hand, he aimed, hit the wicket 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. Just goes to show, if you need to coach, the best people to coach is youngsters. And with that, I would like to re-invite one of our coaches, Mr. Anil Lakan, to bring greetings from the coaches of the tournament.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As we all know, budding young cricketers, it's important to establish a great platform when it comes to development in a holistic way, and more so when it comes to cricket, because you could be made or broken at a very early stage of your development, depending on what exposure or lack of when it comes to coaching. So on board, we've got guys like Imran Khan, we have mentors, Lyndon Simmons, Dinesh Ramden, these guys, Ryan, was recently the under 90 boys coach that concluded in the under 19 Rising Star tournament. So we do have a large cadre of experienced coaches, and we have a wealth of talent when it comes to experience. Now, one of the areas that we would like to focus as an entity, two areas that come to mind that has fallen away when it comes to coaching. And those two areas would be one, and we'll all agree when I say to you, leadership continues to be a huge challenge, not only for the players, but across the region. We have young budding talent, back of the arm spinners, right arm spinners, you name it. But when we witness what takes place on the field of play, sometimes it's amazing because the person who is in charge of that leadership does not have that quality to execute, to give that player, right, the confidence to go out there and execute the craft. And I'll give you a shining example. Most spinners that we know, whether it be left arm or left arm back of the arm spinner, and would be right arm ladies, would be as a case to be. These are attacking options when it comes to bowling. But as a captain, as a leader of the pack, it's important at the inception of their bowling spell that they be given that protection. That protection simply means that if they have the occasional drag down, then we have boundary riders that will be able to protect them, because we all agree that if your skipper brings you on and you go for 2 or 3 boundaries in the first over, more than likely you're going to be looking in the next direction. So leadership is an integral part that we are as an entity we're going to take on board. The likes of Dennis Ramden, who we know has distinguished himself as possibly one of the best leaders when it comes to captaincy on the field of play on and off. So we're definitely looking to tap into guys like Dennis Ramden, Lennon Simmons, as we know, has done it all, both regional, internationally, franchise. He play history, with great distinction. Imran Khan, one of our coaches at Elite, our head coach at Sportz Elite. Up to recently, a couple of years ago, he was the leading wicket taker at the regional level, only to be surpassed by the Guyanese, the Palm Orthodox Spinner. So we do, like I say, when it comes to coaching, leadership takes the forefront, but also an area that we really need to, and the third vice president, okay, we would at Flair, we would be looking forward to working with the TTCB in terms of their development programs in regards to wicket keeping. We too often that we find that the emphasis when it comes to coaching is based on batting and bowling. But fundamentally, we are not producing high quality wicketkeepers within ranks at all levels. Okay, and sometimes when guys like Joshua Silva is away, we sometimes find it challenging to get a replacement, to fulfill that wicket-keeping role. And we must take on board as well that wicket-keeping is a specialist role. when it comes to any cricket team, whether it be junior level, senior level, zonal level, regional level, international level. Because the wicketkeepers play an integral part, not just by touching the ball, but also lending that kind of support and synergy to everybody on the field, making subtle adjustments, you know, maybe having a little conversation with the captain, in terms of field placement, maybe bowling changes as the case may be. So on behalf of the coaches, we look forward to this tournament. Our objective as coaches as well is to try and identify that hidden talent, right? Create an avenue for a grant as we would see to try as best as possible to get the best emerging talent in Trinidad and Tobago. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that with this project, which is going to be played on the 19th Cup. But our objective, our main objective really, is to spread our wings, not just in Central, but throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Going into those communities like Toko, Moruga, Wayaguayari, Itakas, where there's little or no activity taking place. Where cricket, there's a tourist for cricket, there's a tourist for coaching, right? And we want to try as best as we can collaborate with Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board and all stakeholders, ensure that as much as possible we bring that talent to the forefront. As we all know, Trinidad and Tobago and by extension West Indies cricket, we are suffering because we don't have a young cadre of fast bowling. How we intend to deal with it? We intend to go into areas like Toko and look at what is happening out there in terms of coaching, in terms of what structure, right, if any, and create a platform and an avenue where we can ask someone like the likes of Riyad Emirates to go together with our team or technical team and say, you know what, let's look at what the fast bowling stuff is in Toko and try as best as we can and create that avenue where young, aspiring, impressionable fast bowlers want to give an opportunity. Having said that as well, it's important that pitchers play an integral part in the development of young. And I cannot say enough when it comes to the development of young players because I am very passionate about it. And to me, we are always found wanted, whether at the grassroots level, the regional level, the international level. When we leave our short West and the ball that will start steaming, it starts swinging, will start bouncing, right? Sometimes we see as to how to really negotiate, that kind of system. So I want to urge all the stakeholders who are part of cricket development that on behalf of Flair Sports, I would like to encourage as much as possible for the stakeholders to look at preparing pitches, whether it be at the zonal level, the regional level. I would love to see some green grass on these surfaces so that all our young aspiring fast bowlers could have something to look forward to because regionally, even the best in the business, if you look at the surface, after 4 hours, they throw the ball to the skipper. They're not willing to do that hard work anymore because it is not conducive. It fast bowling is hard by any stretch of the imagination. So the vice president will be interesting, that we work together in trying not every pitch that we play on, but especially at the National Cricket Center or main areas, like maybe at the Borough Cricket Academy, where cricket is at the forefront. To have pitches that is conducive to youngsters who want to bend their back, and really, see that ball slide on, as the case may be. So on behalf of the coaches, myself, and cadre of all the coaches that are involved, to you, the coaches of the various teams, we ask that you continue to work tirelessly. We know it's very, very difficult because facing a lot of financial difficulties. It's a financial battle. We know how expensive the sport is to maintain, but you all are the unsung heroes, right? The coaches, the supporters, the support staff, neighbor, whoever, right? We want to let you all know that we do acknowledge that hard work, that dedication, that time away from your family, that time away from your friends, that time away from you could be doing other things with, and having different priorities. But you guys, the administrators at TCB, continue to do a magnificent job. And again, on behalf of the Elite Sports, we look forward to that collaboration between the board and all stakeholders, making sure that the next generation of young aspiring people are given the opportunity to showcase their talent, not on a regular basis, but on a consistent basis. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. All right. I heard you mention fast bowling. Those who knows I was one of the most feared in Central a very long time ago because Father Time is undefeated. But I was. All right. And thank you for expressing those concerns and vision of the future for Flair 8 on the 19 T20 Cup. At this time, I would like to invite the chairman of Central Zone to bring greetings from the zone, Mr. Piyash Nan.
Thank you, Marvin. And indeed, Marvin, you were here, but definitely quite a while ago. Ladies and gentlemen, members of Flair Sports, members of the head table, members of the media, but especially the youth who are out here today for the launch of this groundbreaking tournament. Let me firstly say it is a pleasure to be here representing the Central Zone, the Central Zonal Council of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. And as I bring some greetings, and of course you are here in Central, in the heart of the Chaguanas, let me welcome you, first of all, and say that as chairman, we are really happy to be able to endorse this tournament, the Flair Elite Sports Under 19 T20 Cup, in collaboration with Endeavour Sports. And I see my good friend Narayan here with us as well, doing great work. I also want to pay tribute to Mr. Shabir Ali, who is leading this charge as well. And I want to begin by making the position of the Central Zone very clear. We are proud to endorse this tournament. We endorse it because what is being done here is directly aligned with the goals, aims, and objectives of the Central Zone and the Central Zonal Council. That is, developing young cricketers, creating opportunities for competitions, strengthening our clubs and communities, and ultimately building a stronger future for cricket. Cricket is surely growing again. And I want to take us back because most of us can recall not too long ago, we were all locked down during the COVID-19 pandemic. And as a member of the Central Zone during that time, we understand how cricket suffered. And when we look back at that period, like almost everything else, cricket definitely would have stopped, competition stopped, clubs became inactive, and young players lost opportunities to train and compete. Administrators, coaches, and volunteers had to rebuild programs from the ground up. In the ensuing years, Central Zone also took up the challenge of trying to build our youth program. But today, several years into the post-COVID era, I think we can confidently say that cricket is on the rise again, and especially youth cricket, by all measures, is on the rise. We are seeing it by virtually every single measure. We are seeing more competitions, we are seeing more young players, we are seeing more clubs becoming active again. And more importantly, we are seeing a greater number of interest from young players and young cricketers, and that is truly evident today. Central Zone is extremely proud to be part of this group, and we are very happy to see that private ventures and ventures outside of the operations of the Central Zone is taking up the mantle and is seeking to play their part through private sponsorship, through partnerships with clubs in the Central Zone to play their part in this development. And it is certainly a trajectory that is positive for the zone, it is positive for cricket in Central, and it is positive for cricket on a national level. Central Zone itself has not been left out. In the last 4 years, Central Zone, and I had cause to go back recently and look at the tenure, Central Zone has won 9 championships at the inter-zone level. 9 championships, and we're talking about 7 zones plus 3. We have also reached 5 finals, finishing runners-up. So we are talking about at the under 13, at the under 15, at the under 17, and at the under 19 level. No other zone in this country could boast of a record like that. So Central Zone is at the forefront of youth development, and we are proud to be here endorsing a competition like this, which is taking that type of work and leading it forward and building on this success. Because behind every championship is a group of young people. It's not just about coaches, it's not just about managers, it's not just about the administrators, although those are the people in the background. But there's a group of young people who trained, competed, learned discipline, and represented their team, whether it be Central Zone, and in this case, whether it be your respective team in this competition, you represent with pride. But in the process of young players, you learn many skills, and you have the ability as a young upcoming player to develop yourself and take your cricket and take your club forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, this means more than an opportunity to play. It's an opportunity to showcase your talent. And I just want to make special mention, if you will permit me, organizers, that as we speak, another youth competition, the Central Cricket Premier League, is taking place. It's a under 16 tournament, organized and managed by another member of the Central Zone. I acknowledge that we have members of the Central Zone as well, leading off these types of initiatives. And now at the same time, we have this under 19 T20 competition being organized by Christian. So I think we should stop for a moment and appreciate what this tells us. Different people are stepping forward, different organizations are stepping forward, and persons are willing to make the effort outside of the remit of zones, outside of the remit of the TTCB, and outside of the remit of where we are. And allow me to also acknowledge, it eluded me, the third vice president of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, and also member of the Central Zonal Council, Mr. Agnar Suraj, who's here with us today. I also want to specifically recognize, apart from Flair Elite Sports, the work of Endeavour Sports Club, and Mr. Passy, who is here, Narayan, who is here. This club is increasingly becoming a pillar and a centerpiece of cricket development within Central Trinidad, and deserves recognition. And I know the work that you all are also doing with the Central Zone, and I acknowledge the partnerships and what I'm saying to clubs in Central Zone and across the country, premiership clubs who have the ability, who have the facilities outside of the regular cricket season. You all have the ability to partner with private sector organizations to partner with those and to really expand the cricket. So I endorse this. I endorse the work of the Sportz, and I encourage more of these partnerships going forward. So as I close today, some of my brief remarks, I want the organizers to know that Central Zone sees what you are and we acknowledge it. We support what you all are doing. And we also would like to more than endorse, request and ask that others follow suit and do more of what you all are doing. Because what you all are doing is giving young people opportunities. You are giving them facilities, you are giving them coaching, you are giving them competition, and you are giving them mentorship. So, ladies and gentlemen, and especially the young people out here who are going to be participating in our tournament, and when I look at the structure of this tournament, it is bringing a level of professionalism to the under 19s, right? And I think this is something that is missing. The same under 16 tournament is modeling something along those lines. And I would endorse this, and I would endorse this level of professionalism. I would tell all of the young people, all of you under 19s who are here, and who might be paying attention to it on social media, on the live stream, who are thinking about joining, make the most of this opportunity. Make the most of your development. And take this as a chance, as an opportunity to progress yourself, progress your careers, and to progress cricket in Trinidad and Tobago, and of course on Central Zone Chairman, progress our cricket in Central. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I thank you, and I thank you all organizers for giving me the opportunity to bring a few words of wisdom.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Many power play time, and power play in the T20 year. And with that, I'd like to call and invite the visionary chairman of the tournament and the Flair Elite, Shabir Ali. Thank you very much, Mr. Board Chairman. Thanks to the table, the representative, Mr. Avinas, Salute, and Mr. Glass, Chairman of the Central Zone, for coaches, parents, players, well-wishers, supporters, good members of the media. This tournament came about probably about a month ago, where the national under 19 team coach, Mr. Flair, called me up. He said we need to have a tournament to get these players active and ready for cricket. In his conversation with me, he mentioned the areas where we think that a lot of players who be so free for that team need some development. And there's a very strong saying that you are as strong as your receive. It means that the challenge to get there to be number one must be difficult, it must not be easy, and the players who are on the fringe supposed to be just as good as those who are on the team side. A tournament like this, I think that the intention is to have these under 19 players get that exposure in the national setup. We have invited a lot of, in fact, we have included all of the under 19 team members who are eligible to play for the 2027 season. They are on board this tournament. What we are doing, we are bridging or we are seeding some of these players with the actual teams who are on the set for this tournament. Is luckily and sadly at the same time, we have interest from about 12 to 14 teams to register. However, we are unable to accommodate everyone.
What we are having as well is a large number of players who are interested in partaking in this tournament, but not necessarily from a team. It means that the club structure setup needs some assistance, needs some structuring as well. And what players was did, we have some teams with the U19 coaching to manage these teams. So let's get down to the brass tacks. So far in this tournament, we have a structure of 6 teams. The tournament was carried for each team to get at least 5 games, 5 players to get at least 5 games. So when I called in the team, what we did, we had a handle to the team. We were a sporting entity. It's important for us to have some level of control in the sense of giving these clubs who join us the additional input from playing sports as well. So give us probably give the senior round of applause as we go along. The first team we have is our current under 17 team. They will be known as the Flair Knights. Give Flair Knights a round of applause. Then we have the Flair Stars. Give Flair Stars a round of applause as well. Flair Rangers. So these 3 teams are full of players who want to participate in this year's tournament. But the national team coach ran together with an assistant. They came together to choose these players based on their cricketing ability, what their strengths are, batting break, off break, leg break, right hand, left hand batsman, and put these teams together. We have joining us over for this year's tournament. We have the Club Sando, who is the Club Sando Kings. The Mari Hill, who will be the Mari Hill Tigers. And we have the Trini Youth, who will be the Trini Youth Falcons. So our role in this tournament is to really have that team geographic playing this year, unfortunately. And I know from limited resources, the CWI was unable to have a 17 tournament. That each bracket will have left without playing cricket, or enough cricket as I should say. And if we can assist the cricketing fraternity, that is one good aspect. And we welcome the players who would have joined these 3 teams. Wish them all the best in this tournament. Clubs who choose to join the tournament this year. One thing I'd like to mention that Avinash said earlier that the TTCB, I know from personal experiences trying out this. It's very hard to put another for you, and everyone wants at least to have a requirement for cricket. Each competition is very difficult. I know when you have limited funds, you have to be very careful of how you direct these funds. Whatever the public and whatever any organization can play in this particular organization, to assist sports, especially cricket, they can show their hands up and assist as well. To the players who will be playing this year's tournament, you will play amongst the likes of national players who will represent Trinidad in the future. And this gives you an opportunity to play with them and show your skills. And the coaching lineup, the coaching setup is such that you will be seen by these coaches. And sometimes all you need one opportunity. This year, Flair played in the Gary Soberts, the Sir Gary Soberts National School Tournament. And a player from that tournament was selected for one of the major cricket in the States from playing that tournament. He was seen from his 3-month broadcast, and he got the opportunity. And that national T20. So all the players who are partaking, all the coaches, this is an avenue for you to showcase your talent, showcase what you're made of. The coach, Mr. Laka, mentioned about that focus and that ability to, that maturity. And sometimes you have to know what is the situation of the game, how to bat, how to bowl, and this is only the wide play. Yes, we practice a lot, which is practice is 90% of your cricketing time. When you're getting playing, that maturity must be shown and must be and there's all youngsters who will be playing this year's edition of the Team T20 Cup. You will level of maturity, give your best effort. Cricketers are a sport that can take you all along the way. You know that this is a platform for you to showcase that talent and the strategy. Now, one important thing is the partnerships like this. You might have happy national. You have to find a way to have that partnership where everyone and the focus should be on cricket. Not cricket is done properly, appreciatively. Similarly, like practicing, the way you practice, the way you reach the game, the position of the game. You know, as a team involved in cricket, we found that we lack, we think that cricket lacks that support. And if clubs have a proper structure and appearance, give that the players, the sons, the daughters that support, I think that cricket is in the right direction. A tournament like these supposed to lend that avenue to our youngsters. Flair Elite Sports is a total sporting entity in Trinidad. Cricket is just one segment of Flair Elite Sports, but this is how we have chosen to start. We think that my team at Borough is vying for a national selection, and whatever we can do as a company to assist, we will, with the others, our general manager, in that way that we have engaged a lot of schools, these are clubs to assist, and the future looks bright. We also engaging, we also are engaging youth development, the youth academy, we got all those to party, to join, and develop their skills. Including, we would like to mention that our team, our management team, appreciates all the effort, all the assistance, everything we are still playing sports, and this tournament, we want to single out the endeavor sports staff. We do give a round of applause. When the national coach Lauren contacted me, there was one of the clubs that raised their hands and said they will support. Not everything is about the game, but as well, there's sort of the support. So, thanks again, thanks again for being here. For that short notice, we appreciate your commitment to be here. Let's hope this year, 2026, for our team competition is successful. Thank you. One more time for the tournament with the chairman, Mr. Chaguanas. Well, folks, that was the 20th over. So, of the second innings, which would bring this match to a close, I have been given the honor of bringing the vote of thanks on behalf of Flair Sports. Firstly, I want to thank the many players and coaches present here today, moms and dads,
We do appreciate your support and the support to the youngsters. Thanks to the media, traditional and new media via the live stream. Thanks to Central Zone and the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. Of course, we must appreciate the Chaguanas Borough Coorporation for lending us this wonderful facility. The Endeavour Sports Club for its collaboration and partnership in this venture. And of course, the management and organizers of the Flair Elite Sports Under 19 T20 Cup, commencing the 17th of August. And to you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here, and I wish you all a good evening. Most importantly,